Hello, welcome to my channel and thanks for tuning in to this video. Today I want to talk about the Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlight in the shade Peau de Rosé. I'll also be comparing it to the Peau de Pêche and just showing you how I like to apply this and sharing my thoughts on the product. So if you'd like to see that, just keep on watching. Okay, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with my makeup look today, but I know that I want to showcase this Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlighter in the shade Peau de Rosé. I already have a video up on my channel on the Peau de Pêche highlighter, and I loved that product so much that I decided to get the Peau de Rosé. So I've had this for several weeks now, so I've used it quite a lot of times. And I find that the way I like to use this is actually a little bit different from how I like to use Peau de Pêche. So if you saw in my Peau de Pêche video, I like to basically use that as sort of my one and done bronzer, blush, highlight, and eyeshadow, and so on all over the face. Whereas the Peau de Rose, I think, really is closer to an actual highlight on me. It's not as deep or pigmented to me as the Pêche one. So I like to use this a little bit differently, and I do like to actually have blush on with it and so on. Before I do the blush, I want to do a bit of bronzer. So I'm going to be using the Gucci bronzer. This is the shade 01 Fair. And I'm going to take my classic face from Sonia G and just do a little bit of bronzing here. This, kind of similar to the Tom Ford Terra bronzer, I think is a really nice neutral, almost leaning cooler tone. And because of that, I find that it really doesn't interfere with other colors that I'm going to put on my face. So where I want to kind of showcase the more pinky tones and that rose highlighter, I think this is a nice bronzer that's just going to add a little bit of definition, but it's not going to be too orangey or warm and take over the face in a way that I don't want it to. All right, now that I've got a bit of bronzer on, I'm going to go in with blush. And I'm going to be using my Lisa Eldridge Velvet Beauty lipstick as my blush today. I really enjoyed using Myth as my blush in my last video. And so thought it would be nice to use Beauty, which is also a really nice color for blush on me. It's in the same sort of color family as Myth. It has similar undertones going on, I think. And it's nice for just a really natural blush. Now for the eyes, I'm going to keep it really simple again. I think this is probably going to be quite similar to what I did in my dark lipsticks for spring video. I'm going to be putting the bronzer in my crease here using the classic crease brush. And with the flat definer, doing the lower lash line. And actually, before I do anything else, I want to do my waterline liner and my mascara. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll be right back. I got my waterline liner and my mascara on. Those are gonna be listed below. And now I think I'm ready to move on to the main event. So first I just want to show a little swatch comparison of these two shades. So here's Peau de Rosé, here's Peau de Pêche. And here they are swatched. So there's the Peau de Rosé, there's Peau de Pêche. Obviously very different colors. The Peau de Rosé I find has a little bit of a different finish too. I think the base formula is the same. They're both very creamy, but they do dry down and set down on the face. But the Peau de Rose has a little bit of glitter in it, which I don't detect in the Peau de Pêche. So if you're quite opposed to having any glitter on your face, you might not want to go for the Peau de Rosé. Sorry, I keep calling it Peau de Rose or Peau de Rosé. I keep mixing them up. It is Peau de Rosé, but I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly at times. But yeah, if you're not into glitter on your face at all, then the Peau de Rosé is probably not a good choice for you because it really does have detectable glitter. I don't mind that, but it's something that I think is important to be aware of. Now overall, I find the Peau de Pêche a little bit more versatile just because I can use it as that one and done cheek product, and it has a bit more depth to it, at least in contrast to my skin tone. This is more of a blush topper slash highlighter for me, and it looks great on the eyelids too, so I'm going to use it in all those ways. And I find that I like to apply this one a little bit differently than how I apply the Peau de Pêche as well. The Peau de Pêche, if you saw in the video that I did on it, which I will link below, I used my powder brush from Westman Atelier. This is a synthetic powder brush, and it's my favorite tool for applying the Peau de Pêche. For this one here, if I am going to try to do this as my blush and highlight in one without any other blush going on, then I would actually use my Westman Atelier blender brush, which was designed to go with these highlights, but I don't like it for the Peau de Pêche, but I do like it for this one because I can handle a little bit more of this product. It doesn't take over my face quite as much as the Peau de Pêche. For this one though, I actually like to go in with my finger and tap it on first, and I might be able to blend it as much as I want that way, or I might go a step further, which I'm going to show you. Tap it on, and then I can blend it in with a clean finger, and then just kind of keep going back and forth, applying a little more and then blending with the finger. And I'm pulling it right up here, sort of just getting to the temples. And then what I like to do is take the powder brush and go right into the product and just sort of smooth it all out, apply a little bit more, and add a more sheer layer on the parts of the face where I didn't want as much of the product. So that's like up on my forehead here. I still want a little bit of that glow there, but I don't want it as full on as I wanted it on my cheek area. And I think you can see some of the shine that gives there. I think this gives a beautiful, fresh, glassy skin look. And I think the shade that's going to flatter you the most is just going to depend on your own coloring. For me, I think this pinky one is a little bit more flattering and just natural on me because I have so much pink in my skin. This is one that's really going to give that fresh look, whereas the Pêche one is more of a bronzy look. So I think that looks really nice. And I'm going to top up the blush color a little bit, so just taking a little bit more of that Velvet Beauty, tiny little bit, and just dabbing that right on the apples of the cheeks. Now I want to put some of the Peau de Rosé on my eyelids, so I'm going to take my jumbo blender. This is the jumbo blender from the Keyaki set, and it's made with undyed goat hair, so it's great for cream products. The original jumbo blender, I believe, is dyed goat hair, so it wouldn't be ideal for cream products. And I'm just putting this really all over the whole lid, even on top of where I had already put the bronzer. A smaller brush, this is the Rephr 02, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that highlight around the inner corner as well. And blending it through the inner part of the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit more of that bronzer on this really fine eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to put that along the upper lash line. It's not really dark enough to be considered a proper eyeliner, but it's just going to add a little bit of depth and shadow along the lash line. And now on to lips. I think I'm going to use my Lisa Eldridge Velvet Beauty on the lips as well. And I've just blotted that a little bit. And I want to do two more things on the lips, I think. I'm going to take this Endless Cacao pencil from Makeup Forever. This is a Katie Jane Hughes favorite, and I finally bought it. I'm just going to put it right sort of in the center of the edge of the lower lip, and same area on the upper lip, just along the center edge. And I find that can really help to ground a pink lip like this. And I'm going to take another Lisa Eldridge lipstick. This is Love of My Life. It's another pink in a similar category to the color of Velvet Beauty. This is a different formula. This is one of the Luxuriously Lucent formulas. And I'm just gonna pat this on top of the lipstick that I already have on. There we go. I think it just brightens up the Velvet Beauty a little bit and makes it a little bit more springy. So there we have it. This is the completed look. And I really just wanted to share my thoughts on the Peau de Rosé highlighter and give some of my tips for my favorite ways to use it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to see those below. If you would like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd love for you to do so. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.